set,
Hey guys, what's
like if
going
the set
on?
comes with a spear, or like if the set has a spear, then like it's like buffing that weapon. Like it allows skills for that weapon. All right, let's look up some guides. I'm gonna finish this real quick. Okay, so which one do I need? I already have this guy, I already have this guy. I have 3 of them. I need this bitch. Wait, it doesn't say how to get the second one.
It appears I'm going to be bouncing. Goodbye.
Seriously?
Yep,
Any
seriously?
shit else to do?
What do you want to do?
Let's have a conversation, yo.
About what? No one's saying anything. Nothing's happening.
Let's freaking talk about, like, I don't know, we were talking about anime before, and that was kind of interesting.
I wanted to talk about something, but I forgot because you guys were talking about anime.
Um,
Oh, I can see my
oh,
subscribers? Let's name out all my
oh,
subscribers.
I forget what we were talking about with the anime, though.
A
Something about your
Toxic
account.
Ghost, Mr. Beast, Denisha SMP, Heavy Metal Gaming, I'm King Kota, Perseus, Who question mark, my cousin, my other cousin, Next Junior TV, Felon? How does Felon know me? Yo, does anyone remember Felon?
No.
Yo, Isaiah, do you remember Felon? This
So
guy,
his name's actually Felon.
he follows me.
Not
How's
spelled
it
the
how's it
same way.
spelled? How's it spelled?
With an
F
A and
E
an
L L
O.
A N 23. Well, 23 is just it. That's crazy. I didn't know he followed me. Zane follows me. My cousin's second account follows me. Moja Mija or Moja Jami. Who's this? Jama. My brother Zane's other account. Zane has another account. Muhammad Shariar's brother. Westicles HKC. Autumn.
You're just
EBZ
saying
Josh.
things. You're just saying random things that mean nothing.
Josh Molina, my dad.
Your dad follows you?
Yeah, I made him follow me so I can get more subs. Hamza, Esha, blogs, and more.
I'm sorry.
Isiel,
I'm
unknown.
sorry.
Shariar's
Okay, I
original
definitely did not
account.
get that one.
Caseman, Stokey, Prod, Worlds of Game, Yaboki, Jin, Root Beer Dude, Rain X, Aldo Juniors. Malik still follows me? Malik is still subscribed to me. That is crazy.
Oh my god, fuck.
That is actually kind of crazy. The city only.
I'm bouncing.
Shazabe.
Goodbye.
Galaxy
Man,
Wolf
frick,
Blaze.
yo, I was trying to talk about, I was trying to have the conversation. Yo, no one said anything. Well, I don't
Sunny.
remember we were.
Sunny Matongwiza follows me.
Dude, it's 3:44 and I've been up since like freaking 12. Not even. I've been up since like freaking 11.
Who cares, yo? What? Doesn't mean anything.
There's nobody saying anything. I got a dry image of guts for
I'm
class.
asking about the freaking anime, yo. No one's saying anything.
Manira follows
What does
me.
that mean?
Like I was asking, I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. What that conversation was before it got cut off.
I don't either.
Oh, then. Oh, okay. I wasn't suggesting they do that. I was just saying, like, do you think that would make it more like mainstream, like popular?
What's going on? That son of a bitch Hammond has jammed the door. And who are you? Carlo Arcaro. I'm his manager.
I'm his trainer.
Interesting attitude to have towards a victorious athlete. Victorious? We had an arrangement. We had a goddamn arrangement!
That limey bastard was paid to take a nap. He reneged.
And you're out of pocket?
Damn right. Me and a couple 100 other people. Stand aside. He squeezed out the window. I'll put an APB out on him.
Neil Druckmann.
Why would we do that? He won the fight fair and
Get
square.
Neil Druckmann
To
to
prevent
voice
him from
guts.
getting clipped. He was paid to flop. There's big money riding on this
So are we
fight.
here because you lost money, or because we're investigating
I know
a
what you
prize-fighting
mean.
racket?
Very funny. Look around and see what you can find.
Right.
Which is Hammond's locker?
Over by the pinboard, second from the end.
That seems bullshit. That seems bullshit.
It's one of those things that seems bullshit, and like everyone says it, but it's kind of true. Like you can't, and this is gonna sound like super bullshit, but you just can't cut anything out of Berserk.
We can run by R&I.
You have to, everything as a whole works. There's no
Seriously?
like fluff
You're not the
that's
only one who likes
unnecessary.
to flutter, Roy.
I'm not even just talking about details. I'm talking about story and everything.
Okay, well, story, you don't have to cut anything with the story, but...
Incidental. Nope.
Hell no. Hell no. I feel like at that point you could just say like, you know what? Let's rework some of these designs so that they're more feasible to animate.
Can I help, Courtney?
Instead of
Is it
using
mine?
AI.
No,
What the
no,
hell?
Doctor,
Why would you ever want that?
that's okay.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with a little
Do I
redesign. That's
hear
extremely common.
Minus the
Whatever
fact
you
of
say,
like, you know, AI,
never
this, that, and the
leave
third.
this
Like fans would hate that beyond expression. For like Miura, who was
Especially
so
that-
detailed.
Doing something.
Entitled for not
It's not
wanting
even.
AI.
It's like a
I guess I
respect
did it
thing.
for the wrong reasons. For short-term gain. We came home from China on the Cool Bridge.
The morphine robbery.
That was us. I thought I could get the guys a fair share.
What do you think the AI does? It does the work for you.
Those guys deserve it, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sure they do, Courtney. But the deserving aren't always rewarded.
Tell me about it, Doc.
Yeah, that's still not good.
Onto this mob-connected guy, and it's been
That's not-
turning up all over town. It wasn't meant
Yeah,
to be
but
like this.
there Yeah, but
Presumption was
the
rather
artists have
naive,
been doing that on their
I know
own
that
without
now,
an
Doctor.
AI doing it for them,
But
like
people are
forever.
dying.
Might I venture
That's
a
not
few
that's not an
questions?
issue. Why?
Sure.
Do your
Okay, but
underworld
that's what I'm
contacts
saying.
ask
Instead of
all
doing
the
something
morphine?
retarded like
No,
using
they
AI,
don't.
why not rework
We
some of the
don't have
designs?
I
Like
see what Isaiah's
like the most
saying. If you're
complicated
playing
ones.
devil's advocate, if you're
I'll be
playing
pressing
devil's advocate, then
for
yeah.
further allocation.
That's the polite way of putting it, Doctor.
I may be able to
Because
help you, Courtney.
Because that's still
Thanks,
human
Doc.
input.
that's yeah, exactly. That
It
is
helps just to
creative
talk
human
about it.
input.
I mean, I have a solution
Yes,
that
it
will
is.
help you financially and salve your conscience.
I'm all ears,
People
Doctor.
get
I
more
will
mad at AI
transact to
than
take
character
all
designs.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
AI
lie.
is like
off your
a
hands.
sin.
You can rest assured that it will all be medically administered.
It,
I
it
will
it
use the
doesn't
funds
matter.
I
It
no
could be
longer
even like a
require
small
for the
use like that.
purchase
Like
of
even in
medication
films, like
and
when the
investment
freaking
in housing
Brutalist.
the
developments.
Brutalist, they used AI
Housing?
to make some of the
The
accents
developments in
More
question
accurate.
are
better.
housing projects
Yeah,
in
more
the form of
accurate. Like that's just a
services.
little thing, but that like
Your
but like
return
but
will come from the sale of the properties, and your investment will benefit those that you care for most. Does this arrangement meet with your approval?
You're a magician,
You
Doctor.
still
yeah.
want an Oscar for that.
I'd argue that saving time and cutting corners are like the same thing. Like realistic, yeah. Yeah, and they're saying instead of putting in the effort to actually like perfect the accent, let's just use AI. I mean, it can take a long time. I mean, it can take. It literally even delaying stuff by like 2-3 weeks when it comes to films costs like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, like Spider-Man.
Okay, but that's why. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That what I don't see the issue with even just slightly reworking the designs a little bit, or just like removing some details but replacing it with other aspects. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Fuck.
don't.
I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. Fuck all about
I'm
Berserk.
lost
I'm
on
just saying
this.
in
I'm
general.
lost on this reworking design part because that's not the part that's hard to adapt. The designs aren't hard. It's the detail of everything, the scope of everything, the detail. It'd be like
Okay. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you mean by detail. Like, what do you mean by the detail would be too hard?
look at literally any panel of Berserk.
Oh.
Yeah, Ganishka.
You better find that cocksucker and you bring him to me.
I feel bad too, Mickey. He guaranteed me he would take the flop.
I guarantee that you will be fish food if you don't bring me... Roy, you out of pocket too?
Mickey, seems that way.
Don't worry about it. My boys are out looking for him.
Well, you'd better call them off. This is a police matter now. If anything happens to Hammond, I'll testify that you made threats against him.
Who's the Greyhound? He's a frisky one, isn't he?
That's all.
Cole Phelps? Mickey Cohen.
I
I know
don't see
who he
the-
is, Roy.
I don't see the issue with that though.
Met his brother-in-law.
Did Attack on Titan this
I
morning?
think you had the mixture pretty scared back there.
Operator, give me I get what you're saying in terms of like if they want to make it like absolute like 1-to-1, but I don't agree with the notion that like that if they really want to do like an anime adaptation and they knew it wouldn't be possible to do it 1-to-1, like I don't agree that there's not a way for them to change some things about how certain locations or characters or scenes look in terms of the details to make it better, to make it.
You know the place? Flop house. Quarter a night, no questions asked.
Who said about crunch? If anything, I'm saying this would be a way to make it easier without using no. Why how would this regardless, there's gonna be crunch anyways because there's always crunch.
You can drive.
With working in like any art at all. There's almost always crunch. There's almost always a little bit of crunch.
You seem to have a pretty cozy relationship.
But anyways,
with
that's besides the point. The point is that I don't see the issues.
Do I know to hint
The
of
issues
reprimand
don't
in your
really
tone,
lie with cutting
detective?
corners in terms of like
Talking to gangsters
animation.
comes with the
It's
turf.
the reason the 2016
You
one
should
sucked
try out
is they
Nicholas
tried to
Blake's.
animate
He's got a
the like
happy
hashing
dash
on
up
it
on
too for
Sunset.
3D, and it just does not work to do that. You'd have
See
to
if he
do
can
it a
get you out of
completely
those
different
old
way,
man's clothes
like
that
the
you
other
slink
two
around in.
adaptations of Berserk.
It's
The
a
issue
front
is
for
the
his
story.
illegal
Like you
activities.
just like you cannot cut
It is
anything out of the
that,
story.
but he does
Which
carry
is
some
every
dark,
part
sharp
cuts stuff out the
suits.
story. Every adaptation out
If
has
it's
cut
okay
stuff
with
out of
you,
the
I'll stick
story
with Brooks Brothers.
Then they
in
shouldn't.
some one way or another.
They
The
shouldn't do
97
that.
one ends at the eclipse, and like if it kept going, it would have been great. It still cut stuff out from Golden Age, which hurt it a bit, but it's still really good. The movies are only up the Golden Age, and then the
Okay.
adaptation for Berserk in 2016 is like everything, and they cut stuff out, and it's terrible and sucks.
Okay, so then they shouldn't cut it like narrative. Like as long as they keep the narrative intact, then what's the issue with them? You know, making some changes visually so that it's more doable in animation. Like realistically, what's more important here? Like the actual story is what should be the biggest focus, making sure that's right. The animation,
Yeah.
as long as it looks good, it doesn't have to look the exact same.
Cole,
But as long as
we
it
got
still
things to
looks
do.
good,
The
then
issue is
the
I feel
narrative's
like
the most important.
every adaptation always has to cut something. I don't know if it's like mandatory or what.
Yeah,
They
what do you
always
want?
LAPD. We're making inquiries into the whereabouts of an Albert Hammond.
No one here by that name.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
I meant
This isn't the sort of
story-wise.
place where people use their real names. Take a look at the register if you don't believe me.
This guy's got a screw loose.
Okay, so look for prominent Tommies. That should narrow it down.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian, any more than staying in the garage makes you a car.
That seems like a pretty reasonable thing to not like, I can't lie.
Marilyn Monroe.
That's the cop from the newspapers.
What a cool Easter egg.
No, certainly not.
I mean, I feel like if it was done by a Japanese studio, I feel like they wouldn't really cut anything. Like, Japan does not really care much about censorship at all.
Winston Churchill.
Anime gets
Very
away,
patriotic Englishman is staying in room
anime gets
207.
away with so much, like,
The old
gore and
bulldog.
sexuality
Even
that,
the
like,
Flophouse had
Western
the camera
animation
up in
does,
the
like,
shadow.
never touches. Like, even subject matter, like, I feel like, I mean, Western live action sometimes gets away with it because there's like the whole like artsy Hollywood side that like appreciates it, but like animation, that's like forbidden fruit in Western animation.
Like
Like I feel like anime does it all the time. Like I get that Berserk is, a bit more intense in some places, from what I understand, but I really don't understand why it couldn't be,
He must be heading
like,
home.
mostly faithfully
I hope he
adapted.
makes it.
That crooked son of a bitch? No chance.
I guess a fighter has plenty of time on his hands between bouts. Does Albert have somebody special? I didn't see anyone in his corner at the fight.
That's not true.
It's true. Danganronpa has pink blood because they didn't want it to be red.
Product of choice. Seems like
That was too far for them.
Okay. I'm sure there's examples, but
Candy
there's
has
also so
expensive
many
taste.
examples.
Albert has his work cut out for him.
Like so many like Japanese like horror games, like especially like Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Like those are like two like the most mainstream like horror games that come from Japan.
Filled out this coupon.
Yeah, but
looks like Albert has been doing.
Yes, there are zombies, but there are also like a lot of human gore that's like ridiculous, especially in Silent Hill. Oh my goodness. And those are, and I'm just thinking of like the mainstream ones.
All right, let's go after his girl.
And that's video games. And video games are way harder to get censorship on because they have to be passed through like American distributors, which then they can decide to like not ban them or not.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than staying in the garage makes you a car.
You're behind the
Is that
wheel.
even true though? I feel like Attack on Titan also shows a lot of like gore. Like that scene when the freaking female Titan kills all those people.
We all did.
Like you see them all die and like get their freaking limbs twisted and shit, and there's blood and everywhere and stuff.
1,000 push-ups.
We need to know which room is Candy's.
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell? LAPD, ma'am. We're looking for Candy Edwards.
Apartment 7. You take the outside stairs by the parking lot and turn left at the top. You friends of the Italian guy?
Italian guy?
Yeah. Sleazy type? Gave his name as Carlo. I didn't like the look of him, but Candy has some funny friends.
Thanks.
This Candy broad must be as sweet as she sounds. All these gentlemen callers.
Give it up, bitch.
Sounds like we're missing
He's
all the
gone and
fun.
fucked
Get
both
in
of
there,
us, and you
Phelps.
know where he's hiding. Now tell me where he is before I cut you.
Like hitting women. This isn't gonna end well for you, friend.
So I was gonna say, like, how did Guts get away with it? Then I forget he has like a mechanical arm. Sometimes he doesn't have. He only has one arm though. Sometimes he takes it off.
Damn.
I mean, it is Berserk though. You just puts anything in there, and they gets away with it. It's and I remember in Super they got rid of any blood because like in Z they had blood like in fights and whatnot, but in Super they had zero blood.
Same friends as Hammond. What are the odds on them all being bookmakers?
Yeah, Cell Introduction, where he like drains the guy.
Nasty weapon.
All the Italians carry them. A real man uses his fists or a gun.
Well, that all sounds retarded then. It's never gonna get adapted. Never mind then.
It'd have to be like a Western, and Western it's different. Yeah. Sometimes it works, but for the most part, I disagree with doing that. No, I disagree with cutting corners, or like cutting stuff out of the story narratively.
I mean, I think that's fair sometimes.
I don't think so.
I think that's fair sometimes. Especially like
No good to me.
well, and, there could be something important about that scene. You don't know that. But I'm not. But okay, but it's not about cutting out
Single
like.
ticket.
If you're just cutting out stuff and that's it, that's one thing. But if you're doing like different takes on different scenes, or like trying to introduce different like aspects of a character, or like showing new sides of things that weren't in the original, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I feel like that's what adaptations should be doing.
Tokyo Ghoul, the freaking
like that
first
could
Tokyo Ghoul
technically count as cutting stuff out, but that's like a good way of doing it.
They didn't cut stuff out, but they changed the torture scene. In the manga, the torture scene is like excellent. Like it's a really good scene. And then in the anime, they changed it and they made it so like
Can you answer some
it wasn't
questions
like
now,
it was
Miss
so
Edwards?
bad. It was so watered down. Like it wasn't bad, but it was like it was not at all what like the it didn't have any of the meaning. It didn't have any of the themes, the nuance, the transformation, nothing.
No, but what I'm saying is that like there could be a scene where something happens, okay, and then in like say that's in the manga, and then the anime, they could completely change that scene. That scene's completely different. So whatever happened in that manga and that scene, it does not occur in the anime at all. So they technically cut out that like moment, but they replaced it with like a different take on that like reveals like a new side to the character, or like introduces some new aspect that wasn't from the manga. Like I don't see an issue with that. Like obviously you can do that poorly. That's been done many times before, but can also be done well. And I think that's like conceptually like that is like a thing that adaptations should be striving for. They shouldn't just always be one-to-one.
Okay.
We're trying to track down Albert Hammond. We have reason to believe he might be in danger. Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I'm over Albert. I haven't seen him.
You're lying, Candy. You were in his hotel room. He came back after the fight and you weren't there. What happened?
You can't prove that I was in the room.
How do you think we found you, Candy? You wrote your name and address on a coupon.
Look, Albert was supposed to take a fall. We were all supposed to make a little money out of it.
No, okay. Let me give you okay. Here's an example. Like in the Last of Us show, in the first season, they cut out a lot of action scenes from the game, which people were a bit upset about, especially like towards the end of the game, before like they get to the hospital. There's this one part where they have there's like a big fight with a bunch of like infected in the sewer system, and that's like that's an important moment because there's like a big narrative beat in there where. There's a part where like Joel's like about to drown, and then Ellie goes in to try and save her. To try and save him, which is like a big deal because she obviously doesn't know how to swim. So it just kind of shows like how much like the relationship has grown, right? It's like a nice little, like they don't even have to say it. You just like you're like, damn, like she's actually risking her life for him. That's nice to see. They cut that from the show. It was a good scene. There was nothing wrong with it. It was a fantastic scene. It could have had in the show. They cut it out. Instead, what they did was they just had like another like moment where Joel and Ellie could have just like a normal conversation, and they added in this new backstory for Joel where he talked about how like after his daughter died he tried killing himself, but like the gun got jammed or something, and it just like gave him like this whole different perspective on life. It was a really great scene, and that was not in the that was never mentioned in the game at all. So like they cut out something from the original. They cut it out completely. It's gone. It wasn't like it was a nothing scene or it didn't mean anything. It was an important scene, but they cut it out. But they replaced it with something new that like added like a different layer to the character that wasn't from the original.
Just get him out of here. That's all I want.
Get out, Carlo, you hump. And get rid of that pig
Yes, but
stinger.
it's like that, like, but it's just that aspect of it. Like that was not something. Like they never alluded to any kind of like suicide attempt that he ever had in the original. He was like, obviously he's sad about his daughter and everything, and that's like a big part of his character. That's like the biggest part of his character. But it just that adds like even more weight to it.
Thank you.
It was
Very
just
kind of
like,
you to say
ugh,
so.
and like the actual writing of the scene itself, which I don't remember exactly, but
She's not heading straight
I remember
for
it
the
being
train
very good.
station. I smell a payoff. I say stake her out. See where she goes.
Stake out.
Tail this broad. Don't let her get away, but don't get spotted. I'll bring up the car behind you.
I completely disagree with that way of thinking about writing. Like, I don't understand that idea. That's like that notion where if there isn't like some kind of absolute major like plot beat happening, people are like nothing's happening in the story. That just like that. Yes, it is because you're just saying like, oh well, this isn't like some like major scene, and we already like basically knew this. So what's the point of it? The games show him as more like angry and like resentful. Like he lashes out a lot and like takes that anger on other people. And the show they change it to him being more like depressive. Like they show him like in the show they show him going through like therapy and stuff, which like they never show in the game. Like he genuinely has like a very different vibe in the show from the game, and a lot of that has to do with like either cutting out some scenes or like reworking some scenes to like change how his personality is. And okay, like in the game, he is shown to be a lot more like angry and like resentful to people. Like he pushes people away, he gets mad very easily, he's like extremely selfish. And then obviously he ends up coming around, but that's kind of the arc that he goes through in the game. In the movie, it's obviously like in terms of like major plot beats, it's very similar, but in the game they show him as a lot more like depressed and like emotionally like distraught. Like he's going through in the show, like he's going through therapy. They talk about how he had like a suicide attempt. There's a lot of moments where they show him a lot more like emotionally like vulnerable and like breaking down and stuff. And that comes through like either changing scenes from the game or like replacing scenes with new things. And like that's like I don't like that's not an issue.
Damn.
Like that's not like inherently a bad thing. Like as an adaptation, they're doing something. They're telling the same story, but doing it in a different way that adds like a new side to the character that you didn't see from the original. And I think that that's what adaptation should be striving for. Like they shouldn't what's the point of doing an adaptation if it's just 1-to-1? That's when you get like some lame ass shit like the Disney remakes where they're just the exact same thing. No, they haven't. That's not in the original. Like, obviously he's depressed. He's in a fucking apocalypse and his daughter died. Everyone's depressed. But it's... No, we don't. No, we don't. That's not in the game. That's not in the game. That's literally never... That's not in the game. That isn't true at all. That isn't true at all. In the first game, he is literally so cautious about not wanting to do any of this shit to risk his own life. He does not want to like go on the initial. Yes, yeah. He doesn't want to. He literally is like so against helping anyone in the first game because he's just, like he is so like based on like self-preservation, and there is still that like a bit of that aspect in him in the show at the beginning. But once the the mission actually starts, it's Yeah, it's self-preservation. Yeah. That's called self-preservation. What the? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What do you think
That might
self-preservation means?
quite literally be self-preservation.
He's preserving himself. He's not putting himself at risk for others. Literally, the only reason they even take the job in the first place is because he has something to gain from it. Because they're like the Fireflies are gonna give him,
There's no way 6 people are
like
watching.
weapons and gear and shit. That's the only reason he like decides to do it. Whereas in the show, they play more into the fact that like he genuinely did have some kind of like caring, like hope that there could have been a cure. Like it is something that he is genuinely like thinks is a possibility. It's just like it's taking the same character and it's putting him through the same arc and bringing him to the same place while respecting a lot of like the major story beats, but showing it in a different light, like doing a different version of it. Like that is what adaptations should be. If you're just gonna do one-to-one, copying every single scene, every line of dialogue, every single plot beat, like what's the point? Like that's just so boring. Like obviously it's still good. If it's a good story, it's a good story. But then, like, it's just so boring. That's when you get the stupid ass shit. Like I said, like the Disney remakes. Everyone hates those because they're literally just
They're not
animated
exactly
movies.
the same though.
Yeah, it's not all of them, but some of them are. Like the Lion King one. The Lion King one is the exact same as the original.
I heard the Lion King is basically one-to-one.
It is like one-to-one. What is the point? That's so lame.
For a live adaptation.
But who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like animated more too. I can't lie.
Surprise, surprise.
Once grass is green, like water is good for you, take it.
A blonde woman just came in here.
She went out the back way.
Where'd this guy go?
Said she was being watched.
How much did she collect?
$3,600. She cleaned me out.
On the Hammond Kid
Yeah,
Galahad
but
fight?
going back, I gotta disagree with you, Isaiah, on that. Like, we already know he's like depressed. What is a certain like? It never hurts to enrich a character and add more layers to them.
Nope. She made a phone call over there, wrote something on
But
a
they are in
notepad,
this case.
and then left.
You assume he's depressed, but
doing?
you don't know the extent of how. You just assume he's in an apocalypse. His daughter's dead. Oh, he must be depressed.
There's different versions of someone being depressed or upset about something, and like the game and the show take that in very different directions. Like that's great. That is what adaptations should be. There's not a single issue with that. There are some issues with the show, for sure, in terms of like how they adapted it, but that is not one of them. That is one of the best parts, and that's like an example of how like adaptations of characters should be
We know
done.
where she's headed. Let's get moving.
No way.
You could argue fucking against anything.
Huh?
Like what? That doesn't mean anything.
Ruler. I can just tape it or something. I don't know.
It is faithful. It still is. Like, look,
think
I'm telling you, no one disliked that. That would like no one like. I have never seen anyone say dislike that. I'm not saying I didn't say that. I didn't say it was bad.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
Okay, yeah. See, with Berserk, I don't know enough about it. Like, I'm just going off what you. I'm going off what you guys are saying, and I'm gonna trust that like what you guys are saying is right because you guys know what you're talking about. I don't. That for something like Berserk, you have to be completely accurate. Sure, fine. I don't know shit about Berserk.
Or is she cheating him too?
But I'm just saying, like, usually, like, for the most part, like, at least from with my experience with just like the stories that I consume and whatnot, especially like more like Western stories, like there is always room to do different takes on something when it comes to adaptations, and those risks or like those options should be taken. I think that's a really like that. It's almost always a missed opportunity if you're not gonna like at least try and do something, like even like just like one thing.
What do you mean?
Like decently different. What do I mean? Like the Last of Us thing is a perfect example of that. That is literally the best example it could give.
and Earl, LAPD.
You just have a blonde in here,
What are you
Mervin?
talking about? What are you talking about?
Right, I'm up missing papers.
She took me to the cleaners. 4,000 clams and change.
How long ago did you leave?
Maybe 5 minutes. Called a cab. Asked for a number. I told her there was a card over there by the phone.
They do that plenty.
Yellow cab. We need to get after her, fast. Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Well, okay.
Can you connect me to the Yellow Cab Company?
Like
Hollywood 2187, please.
Yeah, okay.
This is Detective Phelps.
He's not one way or the other in the games. In the games, they definitely do still show the vulnerable side of him towards the end. Yeah, okay. Yes.
Do you have the number of that cab?
Number 179.
Thanks.
We're done playing around. Get Mervin to give us an address on Ray's place.
Silent Hill 2 fucking shows up and drops its pants and says hello.
Sugar Ray?
Not now, Mervin. Cole doesn't have much of a sense of humor at the best of times.
Ray runs a shop up on North Cherokee Avenue.
I'm just saying
Just south of
that
Hollywood Boulevard.
those games exist where you play as a very depressed character. It's a very, the tone of the game is very, very sad.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
This broad's planning on cleaning out every bookmaker in town.
Kevin needed to make sure he was getting a bigger payday.
Monsters we make?
If James Sunderland ever said that, I'd shut off the game.
Mistake we can't seem to stop making.
Damn, bro, I miss my wife.
Man, that game has a line where James Sunderland says, "Pizza, how could you be eating pizza?" or something like that. And you're drawing the line that I miss my wife.
He doesn't say that. Oh, he does say that.
He goes, "How could you be eating pizza in this town full of monsters?"
To be fair, to be fair, where'd bro get the pizza from?
Where did he get the pizza from? That's a good question.
Spider-Man 2.
No, but
We're on the move again, Cole. After her. Don't lose that cab. Hammond is over the hill. He's a punching bag for the up-and-comers. She knows his goddamn place.
I think he knows. I think he worked out the place isn't L.A.
He's punchy. His brain's going to mush. Winston Churchill? Give me a break.
Churchill is a fighter, Roy. Hammond didn't just scribble down the first name he could think of.
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
There are certainly things you can change in Corner Second, and I'm thinking, I remember Wild. Wild wasn't the greatest villain, but his whole point was to serve as an introduction to the extremeness of apostles, just before like you get hit with the big moment. Oh, he already has a backstory, kinda.
Easy, Cole. Better back it off. Shit. Better drop back, Cole.
I mean,
And then
Yeah, you
Batman
can't just
breaks
write
both
off
his
stuff like
legs.
that completely. I mean, I don't know. Why can't that be interesting? Like, if it's written well. I mean, you're talking about
That
some like
bitch is giving me
hypothetical
what
story that
I'm
doesn't
owed.
exist.
That's
Like
all
there
I
could be
know.
a story written about, I don't know, Batman where that could be something that's relevant. Why not? It doesn't even have to be the main focus. It just could tie in thematically to whatever that story is about. I don't know. We're literally talking about a story that doesn't exist right now.
Pull over. She's heading inside.
Literal goon.
I think I just saw Hammond. I'll tail him. You get in there and stay with Candy. Make sure you don't let her see you.
Mister, a man like you always loses a battle of wits because you're unarmed. What the hell?
You could give some like minor characters like some more stuff to do, but it's not like they have a huge role. They're minor characters to begin with, so they're not like meant for. If you wanted to give them more story, then sure. Mm-hmm.
Call an ambulance.
Hammond got away.
He said...
Just try and sit still, Candy. Who shot you? Was it Albert?
Car.
No.
They're on the way. I have a patrolman searching the depot. The chief's putting together a manhunt for Hammond.
The Snow Bunny died.
He got the money, right?
Looks like it.
A tough bird, our limey friend. Using his girlfriend as the bag woman and then getting greedy over the split. He won't make it out of town.
That's how you see it?
I told you that cocksucker was a crook.
I actually forgot about her. What was her name? Nina? I think it was Nina.
Yo, the girl died. The girl died.
Cream when he isn't the center of attention for more than 5 minutes.
.32 caliber. One shot fired.
Ross. Yo was just playing the game.
Yo, the Snow Bunny died.
Theater.
Yeah, I'm not even playing Rivals.
So what now? The theater, I guess.
LA Noire.
To go on.
Damn, bro, she started bleeding out.
What if for Berserk they did like instead of adapting the whole like the main plot line, if they did like not like I don't know if spin-off's the right word, but like other like stories in the universe of like other characters that weren't like as like I guess the spin-offs, yeah.
Half the precinct aren't
But, like-
taking a vacation this year because of her. You need to
But that's
leave
what
town
I'm saying. Like
with
if they
cool,
can't
though.
if they can't adapt like the actual thing, like what if they did that instead? Like if would that be?
So many cool characters.
This seems like a long shot. Aren't they all?
Car 11 King.
Message from the coroner. The cause of death was a knife wound. Repeat, a knife wound. Revolver appears to have belonged to the victim.
Son of a bitch. He stabbed her.
I thought you said real men use their fists, not guns.
That guinea cocksucker. You think he got the money, too?
Come on, Roy. We're bringing this whole tragedy to its conclusion.
The game theory.
That's a theory.
Why'd you kill her, Carlo?
A manga theory.
Your gripe was with me.
What's that one guy? Is there that one guy who was like he became an apostle, but his like apostle form was just the bailiff.
She was running out on me.
And you were gonna let her? DM from Alvin.
I let her collect.
He lived in like a trash can or something. I don't remember what it was.
It's like my manager set me up. Everyone wanted me to take a dive. Everyone wanted me to take the short money.
His story was literally one of the coolest.
You were washed up, kid! You couldn't climb, and you were too brave to sink. You were going nowhere!
Maybe, but I had heart.
What was he called? The Egg of the Perfect World. Bro, that name even goes so hard.
And it wasn't for lack of courage. I didn't have much. But I had that.
I did it for you, and that's how you repay me!
I don't remember. That's just his apostle like form.
You did it to make a quick buck. Candy did it to make her dream come true.
Blah, blah, blah. I've got the money. All I need to do is get rid of you. It's gonna be a shame, kid, but that's business.
Yo.
Something like that, yeah.
We've heard enough, Arcaro. Put down your
That's
weapon.
what it was. He was like a human that lived in like a
You're making a big mistake,
like a dump
Arcaro.
for people dumped dead bodies, and he was just like he lived everywhere. No, he was a guy who then became an apostle, but his apostle form looked like a bailiff with like spider
Stay
legs
down.
or something like that. Look right now.
I'm wide open here.
He just like observes people.
Come on, Cole. Follow the dead man. Hammond, too, when I find him.
Are you trying to get yourself killed?
Well, that's how Griffith was reborn, right?
Where are you? You limey cocksucker.
Yeah, it's in his backstory.
Throw out the
He's
guns.
just like a kid who like lives in like a garbage. That's what it was, because I remember the whole point of him is to explore the concept of if you have a bailiff and you have nobody to sacrifice, then what happens if you sacrifice yourself? And he's that. Yeah. That he literally is in the story. He can't really. It's his backstory. So I don't know.
It's time to come out now, Hammond.
Oh yeah, facts.
Put the gun down, Roy. That son of a bitch owes me a lot of money.
I think, to be fair, I think that's what's going to be explained in the future of
Scania
Berserk. I feel
sails
like
from New
it's
York,
gonna...
Hammond. Be on the next train and don't ever come back.
Why?
Because I was a Marine and I once lacked courage. Everyone deserves a second chance. Now beat it.
Actually, it wasn't Zod at all. He was Void. I don't know if you remember him.
That English prick is getting away with my money, Phelps.
The brain one, yeah. He's basically the Griffith for the Skull Knight.
Donnelly and the homicide squad send their best, Phelps. They're more than pleased that you wrapped up the Edwards killing. They're a little mystified about the motive. You have any ideas on that?
Crime of passion, sir. Looks like some sort of love triangle between the manager, the fighter, and his girlfriend.
No sign of the scrapper?
No, sir. Looks like he left town after the fight.
Okay. It's homicide's problem now. Good work, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That was a perfect mission.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there.
Don't spoil Red Dead 2. I didn't finish that game yet.
Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Who cares?
I'm also on the same boat. That came out 2018, bro. It's not been a decade at all.
That getup of yours, anyway. I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr.
You could do a spin-off of
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get
Griffith's
me
childhood. Like they give an explanation
Like
for
it
it.
or
Like I
not,
want to see like his day-to-day life.
2018
People
was
judge
7
me with
years
you on my
ago.
arm same way they would a fat
Yo.
broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
You drive.
Hello?
I need to go over the case notes.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, no. I just yawned.
I be yawning.
Seem distracted.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning
What about his
striking.
apple?
One main story? I mean, I feel like that could work. Have you seen Snow White?
Oh, just a quick side note. I learned recently that it was actually 500 Days of Summer that Mark Webb directed, not Perks of Being a Wallflower. And everyone loves 500 Days of Summer. So
you
he's
watch
not
it?
a bad
Everyone
director. He's a good director. Just bad luck.
Mark Webb?
Thanks.
Have you seen Thousand Two?
2 movies that would have been good if it weren't for a stupid human being, and 1 movie I don't even know what happened with Snow White. Blame it on Rachel and Gal Gadot, bro. It's their fault. Screw them. Ignore all the other controversies.
I feel like they could have gotten freaking anyone, and it would have still been bad. I don't know.
It's because it's a Disney like remake.
No, but
if he
did you
was
see the
making like,
script? Did you
let
read
him
it?
make like I don't know the Green Lantern movie. It would have cooked. Yes, it would have. Anything Disney right now, especially live action, is in the dirt. You saying Disney needs like a Marvel Rivals or something to like start get it moving? That's what I'm saying, man.
Disney's the one making money off of Marvel Rivals. Yeah, we got it all backwards.
You know, you get what I mean.
You are my senpai.
hate Rivals?
You are my Marvel Rivals. Tenfold. That's not
That's
true.
absolutely facts. But I mean, I still don't hate the game. I think the game has its merits. I don't think it does anything particularly better than Overwatch, but it's just like a nice alternative. I don't hate it.
Don't tell that to Instagram.
I don't give a fuck, yo. They don't even know what they're talking about. I've seen that shit happen IRL. They actually have no idea what they're talking about. I'm sorry.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bukowski, you made Homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
Relax, Rusty.
Ole, my old partner.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs.
I'm not gonna lie, Disney, like, Loki's been having competitors. Disney has not been profitable in years, and like Warner Brothers and Universal's, I mean, well, your Warner Brothers games have been shit as fuck. However, their movie division and Universal have been doing very well last few years.
Cap Multiverses was good.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure.
Yeah, but it's shut down.
Because it was too goated.
It was too goated. Yeah.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we
They
were
just suck.
dragged
They
down
just
here.
suck. They just suck.
If the
They
victim
just
was
suck
alive when she
ass.
entered the tub,
There's
water
nothing else
would
that
have
could be
entered her
said.
lungs.
They're just booty
The
cheeks.
water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found
Stink
at the
like
mouth
shit
and
on
nostrils
rice.
in almost all cases of real drowning.
Damn.
Notice anything about our Vic?
Yeah, I took a
That's
look.
facts.
Be my guest.
You know me. I love Disney. I
You
love.
like Disney?
I love the new Star Wars movies.
The neck is bruised pretty badly.
They're my favorite. I love Episode 9 the most. When I saw it in the theaters, I literally a white tear ran down my leg.
Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
A brown smear was left on the seat after I watched that movie.
Get it checked out. Go to the doctor.
Very unusual ring.
He's spitting though.
Could be wrong.
He's
But
spitting.
it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to
That's
cover it
nasty,
from drowning.
fam.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on the way out. See cigarettes. It would make my theory.
I don't do that, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay.
Bro.
Junkies, you might be onto something.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Pop, 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 pop.
What? What? What?
Pop, 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 pop.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
I would never do that.
That's never a good sign.
Looks like barbiturates.
All right, how about this? How about this? How about this? We talk about golf.
Barbiturates.
Golf?
I see the new
around in this
putt. What do I say, man?
Oh,
Putt, man. That's a deep cut.
Speaking of putt, we should play Overcooked and
Nope,
try and
nope,
get.
nope, nope. No one's ever said that. No one's ever said that.
What is it? A deep cut?
Come on, Overcooked is so
Deep
funny,
cut?
friends.
Yeah, you never see like the peanut butter gamer putt videos?
Peanut Butter Gamer.
I didn't watch those videos from him.
Damn.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look. Could have been a modeling assignment. It's a place to start.
Putt. Okay, so hold on. Have you guys seen Tiger Woods?
Yeah, what about him?
Let's talk about some of the reasons why people are like have mugshots of him.
Didn't he like beat his wife and like hit someone with a car?
Oh my god.
Beautiful girl.
Is that
Those
true?
Certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
That's what I heard.
Hey
But
Google,
also
what
I'm
did Tiger
racist,
Woods
so
do?
maybe I just want to believe that.
understand.
Hey Google, what did Tiger Woods do?
He played golf. Like, what do you gotta be more specific?
Freaking way shoot.
Well, what do you think was gonna happen?
Hey Siri, what did Tiger Woods do? Let's just read this.
Use your fingers and type, bro. Just give up.
One of the best golfers.
Oh my god.
This was pointless.
Career. Golf records. Championships. Hospitalized in serious stable condition after a single car collision.
No, but, okay, so that was that. But didn't he also beat his wife? I swear. I swear.
I swear.
I swear.
Where is this information? It's not even on Wikipedia.
Oh no.
Oh no, Wikipedia. Let's look at this article.
Do you ever shit?
Unofficial Ghost of Yotai playtester and former
What does this have
PlayStation
to do with
exec
Tiger Woods?
Shuzai Yoshandi in
I'm actually more
development
interested in
notes
this
of
then.
PS5 World. Always felt great.
Wow, well that wasn't helpful at all.
That was terrible. This article sucks. Yo,
Sure,
someone
take the talking stick away from Kareem.
Best Marvel Rivals supports. Let's check this tier list. Number 1, Rocket Raccoon. Number 2, Loki. Number 3, Mantis. Number 4, Luna. Number 5, Invisible Woman. Number 6, Cloak and Dagger. Number 7, yeah. Probably because of the alt.
Isn't there like good?
Rocket's number 1.
Rocket's number 1. Cloak and Dagger number
That's
6. Adam Warlock number 7. Jeff the Landshark number 8. Of course. Rocket does more healing this season, so he's literally the best support.
He is.
Why Night Rain could redefine the Erdtree's.
Imagine like one Overwatch update randomly Anna's like just gets like a super buff for whatever reason.
3 things that still don't make sense about Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
that's a goated game.
The movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Amanda Waller's baffling mishandling of Enchantress Heart.
Can't believe they actually said that.
The neck bombs' inconsistent rules of operation.
Okay, now I am ready to do New Game Plus, finally. Goddamn.
Why?
Shut up.
Yeah, why, bro? Sonny, have you played Resident Evil games?
5% upon performing a brink guard.
Have I what?
And played any Spider-Man games? Alright.
I swear you said Resident Evil.
Resident Evil games.
Have I played any Resident Evil games?
Resident Evil games.
Like recently? What do you mean?
No, just in general.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I've played Resident Evil 5, 6.
You played 5 and 6?
Revelations 1 and 2. I've only finished like one Resident Evil game. Revelations 1 and 2. A 7. I think Code Veronica.
I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Those are the ones, and there's one that I played that I don't remember what it's called. I swear it was one on the Xbox that we got for like a free on like a live service thingy or something. And I played it with my friend who lives in Scarborough. And I spent like a day or two just playing it.
I don't know.
Was it 1 or 2?
Don't remember what it was.
Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town.
Was it 1 or 2?
Someone has to set her
2
affairs
what?
in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe?
One or 2 what?
Resident Evil.
If you give the details to the other detectives,
It wasn't.
they can
It
try and
wasn't.
get in contact.
I don't know. I was like,
wasn't.
I didn't hear what he said, so I just acted like someone else was gonna answer.
Yo, I hate him.
Upset.
No more than normal.
Rosticles, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
The first Resident Evil game I ever played was the Revelations 2 demo on the 3DS.
Do you still play on your Switch? Like any of you?
Every like once a month.
And I got stuff to play on it. It's just like, why would I play it like in worse quality when I could just wait a few months and then play it on Switch too? Let's be honest here.
What are you hiding here, Mrs.
Weren't you guys like the best at
Julie
Smash?
was obviously disturbed about something.
The best at
I have no idea what you're
Smash?
talking
Are
about.
you stupid? Are you stupid?
You don't ask, you never find out.
No, but like, did you?
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep.
Okay.
You must have seen them in her room.
I'm just gonna Google who actually. Do you know who Ryan Porter is?
How she supported herself. Always new
Yeah, that's the
clothes and
CEO.
jewelry.
Oh my god.
She lived like a movie star.
Thanks, Green.
Does modeling really pay that well?
Okay.
What do you think is the
talking
most
about
overrated game? What do you think is one of the most overrated games of all time? Anything. Overrated.
God, it's
Yes,
not
they sell-
overrated.
Okay,
Come
okay,
on.
Okay.
Did Miss Randall have any?
I'm not sure.
Come on.
I only come around twice a week.
What?
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynolds? Julia had men stay here.
I was tell you something.
I will not speak ill
We
of
just
the dead.
we just slid past that.
Can you guys start playing FIFA or
Accepted that.
something?
Who owns the smoking gun?
You diss the sports game all you want, but then as soon as sometimes it's hop on 2K. It's fun.
Yeah, but would you guys actually play 2K? Would you guys actually play 2K if it was free?
I would. 2K
Where
is
would
kind
we
of
find
fun.
him?
Can you explain FIFA?
He said he lives in San Francisco.
Sorry.
Mrs. Reynolds,
Fucking
like
zero!
tell me.
Yo, how's that
Could you
game's life cycle going?
Lovely one moment.
Could
and
you
screaming
explain
after
the
the
FIFA?
next. She wanted it all. She wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it.
Could you?
The way
Can
it
you
turned
explain
out,
FIFA? FIFA for fun.
Mrs. Reynoldsson.
FIFA is my
Very
chum.
helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
Come on, guys. Come on. FIFA isn't even that bad. Y'all just don't play it.
Can you explain FIFA?
See, I don't know if I can think of most overrated games of all time. That's kind of hard to.
Most overrated player?
It's tricky.
Genji.
You know the way. You can drive.
Do we know where we're going?
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
That's not true.
See, sure, but that's such a boring answer.
Sure.
No, man, it's just that people like playing those, like, first-person shooters. They love, like, flexing their muscles. Yeah, but they'll introduce new content and, like, make the games, like... Okay, but at the same time, the way the sports games work is they'll change which player is good during each season. And they'll add new players every season, because that's just how it works.
Hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I
Yeah,
haven't
but you
done
can't say
anything
that every
wrong.
time the NBA adds in new players. That's a
We're making some
DLC,
inquiries
DLC
about Julia
character is
Randall.
being added to their
Is she
roster,
working?
bro.
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
No.
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses.
They still have like
Wives weren't happy, and
GOAT
neither
players,
was I.
like retired players that are like.
Did she have any close friends here?
The best.
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson.
Okay, but at the same time, this.
Julia
People
helped me
who
get my job here.
actively play NBA
She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
don't play those specific characters. They'll build their own character,
Maybe Mrs.
and then
Stanley
like
would call her that, but I
obviously there's like a whole storyline with their
full of
character,
life.
but like
Wonderful company.
they'll build their character
That's a lovely engagement
throughout that
Do you
game,
like it?
and then just try and be the
Henry
best.
gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune.
It's not even the players. It's not even the
Must
players that
really
they
love
play it for. They play it for like also the new add-ons, the new shooting, the way they shoot, and all
How
that
did
kind
you
of
meet
stuff.
Julia?
I was introduced through my fiance, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Yep, that's
Are Miss Randall
absolute
and
fact.
Mr.
That's all they
Henderson
do.
engaged?
Who's he?
Especially Madden.
People buy it.
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiance to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to? Nice move, not telling old Sweet Lips in there about
I've
a
never
friend
played Devil
taking the
May Cry.
big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps.
So worth it. It's
We'll make a
fine.
vice cop out of you yet.
Finish Kazan first, yeah.
I'm out here trying to finish LA Noire. It's taking me 10 years, bro.
Overrated Astrobot.
Astrobot is not overrated.
Wukong.
Wukong is
my go,
appropriately
bro.
rated.
Wukong deserves everything. I don't know.
Why am I back
And,
here?
Antonio, I feel like it was a question that you had an answer to.
I can't lie. I don't actually really overrated. Like, overrated. Okay. When I mean overrated, I mean like a game that like you think if you look at like the like average scores or like what people like generally think about it online, like it should be like it should be considered worse than what people say. Like even if people say it's like just okay, like if you're like no, it's not okay, it's booty cheeks, that's like overrated. Ooh, facts. Well, okay, there's some cool weapons going on. Let's be honest here. hunting horn's kind of cool. No, it's sick. It's like a giant blade with like a horn on it, and like you you play different songs on it to like do for different kinds of like buffs and stuff. It's actually kind of sick. So you like things that are thin. So you're body shaming. I see. I can't lie, I'm inclined to agree. Now, I haven't played Wilds. I think Wilds looks really fun. I do want to try it, but out of the ones that I have tried, oh my god, I don't see the hype, yo. I really don't. And I want to, but I just don't see it. And then like, man, like when we played Rise that one time, when me and Cream played Rise, and we were freaking laughing about how dookie it was. Ariana was over. She told her brothers what we were saying, and they were so pissed. They were like, "What? They're just stupid. They're just bad at it." Ah!
We said the same thing. We did the same thing about when one of my boys was talking trash about Overwatch.
Okay, but they're actually wrong.
Okay, but this time they're actually wrong. Like, get out of here,
no,
bro.
But they're literally no, okay, but that's literally them like lying about stuff. That's literally them lying about things. Yeah, they're saying like you have to pay for the characters and stuff. Like that's just not true. It was my friend's girlfriend.
No. No, I haven't actually finished any of the games, and I actually did enjoy what I played of it. But just this doesn't even really count, honestly. But I feel like that like Yakuza's kind of a little overrated.
Cole, let's
Just
get
a little
moving.
bit.
I can see that. I can see that. Don't tell Ariana. Don't tell Ariana that.
It's just stuff like again, I did very much. I didn't even dislike any of the part of the game. It was very hard, but I did enjoy it. But like the scenes that people be posting and dying laughing, it's just not funny, bro. I don't know. It's more entertaining, but it's not really, it wasn't. It's never really like rolling on the floor, you know. It feels like it's super blown up, but more for them, I guess.
See, some Yakuza games definitely look like more fun than others. Like the freaking, I feel like whenever they lean more into like the action combat, it looks interesting. Like the Ishin one, or like the freaking pirate one, like the newest one. Like if you watch the combat gameplay, it actually seems kind of cool. But like the original Yakuzas, or even like the turn-based one, like the Like a Dragon one. I don't know, bro. They're like saying like this is the funniest game ever, and you watch it, and it's just like a guy in like diapers, and it's like, oh okay, like what is this a Reddit? Like what is there? Is Sheems in it? Like Mr. Moneybags. That sounds pretty funny.
Mr. 'Mr. Moneybags. 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 '
not the money. See, but I can't. It's like I can't say it's overrated because like the games could very well still be like really good, but it's just like it's mainly just like the humor thing that I don't get. Like they don't like I don't. I guess like the humor or like the charm of it seems like a little overrated, but like I have no reason to believe that the games aren't as good as people say. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. As for myself, I really can't think of something off the top of my head. Monster Hunter is definitely up there for me, though. I have like World and Rise are like apparently like the two best ones before Wilds now. And it's like, yo, them they were freaking boring as shit.
They were.
Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's the most overrated game of all time.
Yeah.
Frick that game. I'm playing it again so that IU plays a Bloodborne. Okay. I'm taking one for the team for in my own context.
I gotta play a great game. Beloved, a great game. So my friend can also play another beloved great game. No.
See, I know I'm wrong about all. I know I have a dog-ass take on it, and I just need to like get better at the game. But I just thought it was so frustrating, like textbook, like hard for the sake of being hard game. Yes. Oh my god. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I just sucked. Maybe I just sucked ass because it's been years since I played it. Like when I've tried playing Hollow Knight was before I started playing like Souls games and shit. So maybe I just sucked booty. It'll be different now. I've also played a lot of Metroidvania since then and enjoyed all of them. But like,
what are you doing?
What?
Peppa Pig?
Oh, underrated? Absolutely. Are you serious? Absolutely underrated. That game literally has Mama Pig and Potato Man. Wait, you have it? You own Peppa Pig Adventureland or whatever it's called?
Yo, I don't even know what to do right now, man.
You got some money saved up.
It's just Peppa Pig, boy.
LAPD, ma'am. Are you alright?
Lowlife. That filthy lowlife.
What
happened? Underrated game? Oh, you already know I'm gonna say, yo. I always say this when it comes to underrated games. Mighty Number 9. Gotta be the most underrated game of all time. I'm sorry. Look. The hate was valid in the moment. The hate was valid in the moment, okay? I get it. You know? No, like, the amount of money they raised for it and, like, all the hype they were building of it, that I can understand it. Everyone's shitting on it so, like, heavily when it came out and all that. It's been, like, freaking 10 years now.
Go on, Phelps.
It's
Get
not
after
that bad.
Creeper.
It's really not that bad. Honestly, there are parts of it that are genuinely, like, okay. Like, is it good? No, I wouldn't even consider it good. It's, like, okay. Or, like, it's, like, okay at best. But some people say, like, a lot of, like, YouTubers that, like, do, like, video game, like, retrospects and stuff will, like, say, like, it's one of the worst games of all time. No? Come on now. It's not that bad.
Clear this asshole off the road.
I've had more fun playing Mighty Number 9 than any Mega Man game, I can't lie. I think Mega Man games are a little bit overrated myself. I don't know if they're the most overrated, because they are still kind of fun. However, I do not like... I low-key, like, I unironically had more fun playing Mighty Number 9 than, like, when I tried Mega Man 11, or, like, some of the older Mega Man games. Because they just feel so stiff. Like, I hate how they control. Like, they feel so just clunky. And the platforming's so annoying. That's a hard game. There'll just be some random ass projectile coming off screen. You would have no reason to think that was coming. Like, the most trial and error ass gameplay ever. And Mighty Number 9, you actually have movement. And there's, like, movement tech. And there's, like, a lot of speedrunning you can do. And it's just, like... It's actually fun. It's actually nice. It's fluid.
You really wanted to get this one off your chest, man.
No, yo, no,
Yo,
because
nobody's
listen.
played a Mega Man game. Nobody's played Dark Samus.
I have.
Nobody's played Metroid Prime. Nobody's played.
Someone stop him, yo. He's gonna keep going. If we don't
Nobody's
stop
played
him.
Luigi. Nobody's
That
played.
lowlife. That
That's
filthy
cap.
lowlife.
That's
Nobody's
absolutely
played
cap.
Luigi.
Nobody's played
I was standing
Kirby.
ready to get
Nobody's
off
played
I heard a click.
Dr.
His
Mario. Nobody knows where
That
Dr.
pervert
Mario's
took a picture
from.
of my
No. No,
my-
now none of us here have played it. But in terms of overrated,
That's him. Right
starts
there.
with a B, a G, and a 3.
Tell him. Tell him.
I have no room to speak.
BG3?
One game of the year. You're an idiot, bro.
Fuck me. That didn't even win, yo.
Get after that
Didn't even
creeper.
win. Baldur's Gate 3.
That literally deserved it, though.
Overrated. Do they?
What?
Oh, please, it's my paint job.
I'm not gonna lie. Most people love it. Like it's the greatest game of all time. Like people who don't even like play video games like that will play it. Rosticles.
Cream clip that.
Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road.
Rosticles is crazy.
That's what you're upset. That's what you're. What? Okay.
You can make an OC in that? Hold on, I gotta play it.
You can also make an OC in Marvel Rivals and
Shut up!
And Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate. It is. It's just like you'll hear people say like talk about like it's the most like world-defining like genre fucking
I
amazing
hate this!
masterpiece, and then you look at the gameplay and it's like the gameplay for Baldur's Gate 3 looks as exciting as like opening an Excel spreadsheet and like putting numbers in.
The thing about that is like it's just it has to be the story. Like there's no way the story just has to carry because no way I don't know, man. The humor that everyone loves so much. Every clip I've seen is the most unfunny.
I hate it. It's not funny. It's just
Discord
sex.
mod.
It's either
Hey.
sex or I kill you. That is so funny.
Show me your hands.
Baldur's Gate
D&D
is
is huge. D&D is huge. I can't
And
lie.
D&D looks really fun, but like in person.
It is that huge.
Are you
It is
kidding
that
me?
huge.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, it is that huge.
That's where it started.
Yeah, also D&D is in person. That's like the whole point of it. Loki.
D&D looks really fun. I've always wanted to try it, but like,
It's okay. I've tried D&D a few times. It is fun, but it's also like okay. Because here's the thing: if you're doing D&D, you're in like a social setting with like friends anyway, and like low-key, there's like many other things you could be doing with your friends in person that's more fun than D&D. And if you want to like do like the whole like going on like doing like a fantasy thing with your friends and like fucking fighting bosses and killing enemies, going on adventures and shit, like just play a video game, low-key.
that's not
They're
the
better.
fun part.
They're more fun.
The fun part seems like the story and dedicating it time because some D&D worlds take actual years, like real life years.
Yeah, okay.
That
Those
seems like
ones
the
are
fun
different. I haven't experienced that. But when it comes to like the one-shot ones where you're kind of taking it seriously, but you're mostly just having fun with it, it's fun. But it's like if we like, yo, let's just hop on a game, yo, like hop on a Souls game, yo, hop into Elden Ring. Let's just go for a boss. This is better.
It's more limited.
I know what I'm saying is bullshit, but it's just like, I guess what I'm just trying to say is that I wish I liked it more. I wish I enjoyed it more than I did. I appreciate it. I understand the appeal. I just wish I liked it
You're
more.
behind the
personally.
wheel.
Yo, how do you commit arson?
Light something on fire.
PlayStation Record.
No, don't do that.
Do not redeem that code. Do not redeem that code. What is this thing?
I just realized I missed a piece of. I just remembered
It's
I
the
bought
remake.
all the.
It's the remake of the first game and the remaster of the
I
second
just remembered
game
I
combined.
bought all the Mafia games. I haven't even played them.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Oh.
Yeah, Antonio, take that.
We should speak to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
I'm almost halfway done.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with
The
Galloway.
Resident Evil ones
I've
were
met enough
also
girls
like
in my
a
time who can't
sizable
handle
amount
that
of
dope.
time apart. Like from the original to then like the VR one to like the remake. Yeah. No, it is
Yo,
it is retarded.
yo,
But also
bud.
the thing
Yo,
with it,
bud.
okay.
Yo,
The
yo,
thing with
bud.
it, I will say, is that like The Last of Us was supposed to basically be a PS4 game. It came out literally like the same year the PS4 came out, but just like on the PS3.
You know
It was
the
like the
way. You
last
can
game
drive.
on PS3.
Whoa,
So then
The
them
Last
remastering it.
of Us?
Man, shut up. So them remastering it for PS4, like they remastered like a year later. Like it makes sense. Like I have nothing against that, right? And then like
Galloway,
as someone
quite
who's
the little
played the
reunion in
remaster
there. Almost brought a
and the
tear to
remake,
my
like the
eye.
PS5
You're
remake,
good police.
like
How
it
would
is
you know?
definitely
You got promoted
like
so fast you barely had time
it
to
is
learn
an
their
up like
names.
it's
Let
an
me
obvious
fill you
upgrade,
in.
but it's also
Bukowski's
like
a pushover.
I feel like
Galloway's a
people who
drunk.
like
You could learn a thing or
are
two from both
dismissive of
of
it just haven't
Please.
played
They
it.
couldn't work a vice
Especially if
case if
people are
their
like, oh, it
life
doesn't even look
depended
that
on it.
different.
I don't
Oh,
see why
it
they'd be any
looks
better or worse at it
completely
than me.
different.
I
Like
noticed you
completely
said
different.
better.
Like did they really change
Hubris
much with the game?
disguised
No,
as
they made the
humility.
AI a lot
Kind of
better.
your trademark, don't
And
you
I think
think?
Why do you
they
always
added in
twist
some like quality
Galloway's
of
got
life
nothing
stuff
to
from
prove.
part
He's been on
2.
homicide for years.
And
But
he's
like
welcome to it. You're a
visually
terrier, Phelps.
and for a
that's what
game
I
like that, like a
need.
very
Not some
narrative
old
focused
bulldog who
game
can't get up a
with like
flight of stairs without
cinematic, like
coughing up
movie
his
like
lunch.
cutscenes, like the visual upgrade is important. It genuinely does make the game just like so much better.
Last of Us overrated.
But the Last of Us
Super
2
Monkey
shit
Ball
is
underrated.
retarded. Okay, the freaking remaster, like no reason for that to be remastered. But then again, they also did add in that roguelike mode, which I haven't played, but apparently is really good. But you don't have to. You don't have to. You only paid like $10 for it. No, like to get like the PS5 upgrade, you get that plus like all the cut content stuff and the documentary. No, Last of Us 2 is
What are we
PS4.
waiting for?
Last of Us 2 came out like 5 years ago now. So it's like
Yo,
I get,
Isaiah,
like it looks
I'm open
bad
for
when you like
business.
You don't want to hear that after no.
Yeah. Antonio, come on, join in. Rated E for everyone. Rated E 10+.
PMO, yo.
He's a
I
criminal,
swear, if
bro.
we locked up every doctor in this town,
PMO.
Vice would be able to work
Woke
half
up, mama
days.
say I'm a criminal.
One in the morning, everyone, no, nothing but boring. I think I have a man from the road, and the things start boring. Yes, man,
Overhated
I
game.
got to go.
Stoneman, Office 505.
Life is Strange.
Guys,
Cody.
guys, I got some more saved clips. You ready?
That one got high ratings. I don't know if it's actually good or not. From what I've heard from like normal people outside the sphere, I don't know about that one. The thing about Life is Strange is it's always different for everybody. I don't know. So some people it's like literally like some games are like 9 out of 10, and there's just that one that's like 4 out of 10. It's like a most random one. It'll be different for every person. You're a bully, bro. What?
Antonio,
You're a bully. It's a bit more than that. Just watch a Berlizzi playthrough, bro, and you'll enjoy it, bro. It's always fun.
Berlizzi?
You're immersed.
I heard Berlizzi makes everyone die in every game he plays.
He does. He always gets the worst possible ending in everything he does. No, I'm talking about. It's not like just sitting down and watching them. It's great.
Antonio, what's your political stance in Canada?
No, we wouldn't.
I am voting for.
There's no need to be rude.
Probably nothing. I don't know. I don't like any of them.
Stoneman, I have some
They're all stupid.
gentlemen from the LAPD.
He asked me a question, you fucking tard.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
My fault, Poopy.
Yo, Amy Schumer gotta be the stupid fan.
My sciatica. I'm just in pain here.
That is the stupid.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients.
Whoa, hey, that's really not nice.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
I'm almost done this half of the drawing.
Sonny, you haven't sent us a single picture of your art.
You don't deserve it.
Patient 6 months or so.
You haven't even posted
Fact, so I
it.
played the first episode of the first game, and I was like, yo, I never want to play the second episode ever.
You gotta play the second, and then you gotta play the rest of them, and you're like, wow, this is really fun.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're gonna be like, I don't agree with this decision they made narratively, but overall, it's a fun game. That's exactly your reaction.
The whole game is the narrative, yeah.
Which
It's a
game?
Telltale game.
Life is Strange? Never watched it.
You didn't understand what I said at all.
You know, while we were doing my exam, while I was doing my exam, I forgot that was today. It was actually yesterday.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you?
The guy literally was like.
Was in the fashion business.
Who's the guy?
Control her weight.
The guy.
The guy at the front was literally like.
She didn't appear to have a weight problem.
For the proctor for the exam, right? There's like 10 minutes left. Everyone's so locked in, and then this guy's like, "Everybody, 10 minutes left."
Find the more obstructive
and then
tend to be Dr. Stoneman, the more they have.
I almost started dying because this guy flinched so hard. Right beside
That's
me.
it. That's it. That's what you wanted to tell us.
That really wasn't that funny. I'll let think about it.
Come on, come on.
Antonio, he thinks for
Cole
himself.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
How can I help,
Any
Detective?
messages for me?
We pop out at 1 in the morning, you really wanna know the moment. Pop me out on the mountain.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished
Don't do this.
That
Oh
is
my
kind of
goodness.
overrated.
Sure thing, Mal.
Oh
We'll
my
be right
god.
over.
It is overrated. Let's just be honest here. The first
Oh my
season was
god.
great, and then everything after.
Listen, next topic. I just don't want to hear this anymore, bro. Yeah, will
Clementine
never
also a great
disrespect my
character.
goat, Clem.
Yeah, at the
You'll never
beginning.
disrespect my goat, AJ.
Hey,
Bro,
Cole.
I'm using
Let's
the
get
topic
moving.
change card, bro. Let's talk about something actually stupid. Transformers 2. That movie sucks.
Can we do a
Yeah,
watch party
everyone knows
on
that.
all the
Yeah,
Transformers movies?
everyone knows that movie's booty. However, it has some
It's
great
like
action, so I don't
it's
really
like
care.
a new level of poop. It's like actually it's like a new
Wait,
threshold.
Jackal said, "Where's the Los Angeles traffic law?"
What?
No, Isaiah, say
Yo,
something to interrupt him.
frick the Los Angeles traffic. Let's talk about the. I feel like Los Angeles traffic didn't even exist in the 50s, bro. Testicles?
The old boy's lying.
About what?
Don't know.
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
Almost done.
Have you noticed how the brokers only
Which
deal
game?
with physician patient privilege
Is there
card
any
when they
game
got
that
something
Sunny
to
has
hide?
actually
There are
like
certain things people have a right to keep private.
Played?
Until it gets in the way of police work.
on his own?
And it's
that
only
we didn't
private
play?
when it suits him. A couple of drinks
Yes.
and every doctor I've met
Kingdom
will
Hearts
spill your
2.
darkest secrets in a
Oh
heartbeat.
yeah,
Persona.
Persona.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't even a real game.
Kingdom Hearts 2 might be one of the greatest games of all time.
That's not true.
Show.
Doesn't even have a battle pass. Sucks. If I could go crazy.
Okay,
No.
nobody said that was a bad thing.
Yeah, what? Like that, like I'm just upset because I can't figure out where this freaking collectible is. Like, I'm literally looking up a guide and it's just not showing up. I don't understand.
People are being shanked.
I'm trying to get that literally the last, like, you know, like the memories. Like I have one left, like one little collectible in one mission left, and then I'll have everything. And I'm looking at a guide of like all the collectibles in this mission, and it's just not lining up. Like there's like an empty spot that I have, but when I look at the videos, at every single video I've seen, there isn't. I think it's in there. The problem is that I don't know what the name of the collectible is because it doesn't tell you, like, if you don't have it.
Wake up, Cole.
No, like it's not showing. Like, okay, like in the game, it's telling me there's like, I don't know. I'm gonna throw a random number. There's like 10, but when I watch the videos, there's only 9. Oh yeah, actually, wait. I just found a Reddit post about it.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
If any of you are still missing this collectible, it is the undelivered letter found near Lydia's garden.
Have you dragged us down here to
On the
gloat?
right
We
there, the
already
gates
heard
to
your
left and
theory.
left going
We
into the
agree that
water.
she was murdered.
There's a
Yes,
barricade
of
that
course.
jump down.
I have something else to show you.
Are you serious? I swear I've been there before.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead
What
guy's
did you
name is
just
Jimmy
say?
LeBlanc, career
Shut
burglar.
up.
came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good
Yo,
riddance.
you literally
I
have
found
a
2
job.
cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow. Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his
Say
blood.
less.
Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or two after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be
Oh,
one of our
I'm
killers?
gonna give you a death
That's a hell of a long
Hey,
shot.
when
Thanks,
you
Mal.
go
We'll
this
check
round
it out.
left,
I found something else.
That are overrated?
Okay, let's go jump down and overrated games, overrated games, overrated games, overrated games.
Underrated games? I don't have a lot of games under my belt.
Yeah, we know.
Okay, let's check. Remnant 2.
Hey,
I'm trying to think of
let's get moving.
I'm trying to think of overrated games, but I honestly can't think of anything right now.
Stanley
to be
Parable,
honest.
overrated.
Oh my god, shut up. Watching you play that was a miserable experience.
Say Chibi Robo?
No, he said Stanley Parable.
Oh.
Moving out 2, underrated. Moving out 2, underrated.
No. Let's just be honest here. The most overrated game has to be Baldur's Gate 3. Let's just be honest here.
Helldivers 2, overrated.
Oh, facts! No. Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2. That is an overrated game. That is an overrated game. Yeah? Yes? What? How? Yeah, but people still like it. People still really, really like it.
Cole,
like, it's still played a lot.
Do.
I don't know. I don't hear a single blip of hate for that game. It's just like everyone just loves it. What? They're the ones who made it. So yeah. What the hell? Obviously. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't play. I don't know if it's
because the freaking
His
story's
wallet was
good, bro. Like, I
The only
don't
other
even
things he was
know
carrying were
overrated.
the
I guess
harmonica
story's
and
really
morphine.
good. That's all that matters.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here.
Oh.
Dead by Daylight,
That's the nature of it. Does that make the game overrated, or you're just criticizing the nature of those types of games?
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed? This is the place.
I don't know. I feel like there's like there's like extremes, right? There's Life is Strange, which is what you're describing right now. It's like literally the same ending, like for almost everything. That's not the point of it, to be honest. Even though it is based around that. Then there's the middle ground, which is The Walking Dead, where I think it's different enough. Like people will have different playthroughs. And then there's Detroit Become Human, which has like a million different endings. Why would I do that?
There we go, I got it.
For Detroit Become Human, that's not freaking Mumbai Become Human, bro.
What?
Because he's in the street. That was a good one. That was a great one, actually.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right,
Yeah.
where to? We're here
Simple
now.
fucking concept. Huh?
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
Because I like the story and the themes and the emotions.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know.
What is the scenario we're sitting over? You're saying if I've played, you're saying replay value?
We had relations.
Because the story is good.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
I think that's besides the point. The game exists because the story is good. It has a fan base because the story
Henry,
is good.
I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking
It's
about.
exactly what I did.
Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
That's funny.
I guess.
Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got it.
Unironically, out of all the
value
Telltale
story way
games,
more.
unironically, the game that actually did the best at that was Minecraft Story Mode. I can't lie. If you, depending on your choices, I remember episode 2, depending on your last choice in episode 1, episode 2 is completely different. The entire thing is different. The whole plot, everything that happens in it, like the characters you see, it's literally a completely different story.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
Or they're like in terms of like characters, like just choices you'd make, like characters would like the characters that would die, or characters that would like come with you, or characters that would get like sicknesses and stuff would be different. Villains would be
Have any
different.
reason to believe that LeBlanc.
It was the only one that did it, unironically.
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
It sounds like a more in-depth one, and I'm sure both their stories are good, so I value both the games the same way.
Oh, no, I'm not hating on Walking Dead. I can't lie. I'm just saying.
Once I got out of the Corps, I used.
Oh no, I'm not even saying you're saying. I'm just saying like my value comes from if the story is good.
Fighting sick.
You were in the 6th Marines.
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a
Let's
Jimmy
break it
LeBlanc and
down.
find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Good story.
He's in that car at the lights.
Didn't it come before Last of Us?
The Last of Us came out in 2013. I think it was 2012. That's way too soon for one to have copied the other. They just coincidentally are kind of similar.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
That's what I did with Danganronpa. That's what I did with all the Life is Strange games, because I guess still got the story, and I did enjoy the story. And then Danganronpa was for different reasons. Danganronpa is so fun to watch. It's so fun to watch. The highs are so high, and the lows are just like they're not really that bad because you're not really losing anything. It's not like you're losing time. Oh, crap. I feel like it's a time thing. Like at the time, that's people just accepted that.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
God damn it. Everyone's looking at us, Cole.
This is where we get into what we were talking about the other day about time periods and like the first to do it. Even though it wasn't the first to do it, I still think that at its time it was a very good story that was enough to be groundbreaking. Can you say the same? Can you say the same about Spider-Man 2 and you were talking about the other day? Antonio.
Hold on. Oh my god, why am I sucking? Basically, wait, sorry. What are you talking about? I can't lie, I zoned out a little bit. I'm fucking lost right now.
Henry?
Spider-Man 2.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, people been new animated music movies can be good. Excuse me?
No, it wasn't the I mean, obviously there are some bad movies too, but like it was mainly the animation style. Like, you know, Disney movies Disney was still making good movies. Okay.
Damn it,
Specifically the animation.
Off, quick. That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Right.
What's
that?
But okay,
was Spider-Verse about that though?
Was Spider-Man 2? Okay, it's not. It's not. It's not saying it's like that's not what it's about, but like in terms of its cultural significance, like that's what it brought to the table.
I thought the cultural significance wasn't more or less about Western animation, just in rather animation in general. Like animation can be even better than what we thought it was.
Definitely more focused on Western. Yeah. Because it
needs money and fast.
like pretty much every major Western studio was just copying like the Disney kind of like semi-realistic, like very very cartoonish like proportions. Yeah.
When I'm done here.
Superman.
Kinda no. Oh, well,
too much slack.
Not even that. Like I'm talking about just like the basic like 3D like Disney movie art style. Like I don't even know what you'd call it besides the Disney art style.
Is it like a rotoscope? Disney, well, Disney's, it's not rotoscope. Some of it's rotoscope.
No, it isn't. Rotoscope is like
for OG Disney,
like for old ones, yeah. But I'm talking about like from like the late 2000s, 20 and like 2010s.
Princess and the Frog type beat.
No, not Princess and the Frog. But anything Princess and the Frog was goated.
Facts.
What are we talking about? Like Rick and Ralph?
I'm saying like shit like the fucking Good Dinosaur and like
I saw that movie in theaters.
And Soul and like all like they look good. Like it is objectively good animation, but it's just like a boring, stale art style. It's always the same thing.
Hoof it, Phelps.
Yeah. It's all the exact same.
Inside Out.
Yeah, like goated movies, but even like Toy Story, Incredibles, like WALL-E, like they're all the same. Like you look at like the humans, like the character design, like it's all the same. Like yeah, they look like they all could be in the exact same universe. And like every like DreamWorks was doing the same thing, where they were doing the same kind of art style, or like I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but like basically any other like major Western like studio. Well, that's Disney, but like Ross. No, but okay. No, but low-key, even on that note, like even like the rip-off like shit-ass studios were also still copying like the Disney art style. Like it didn't even matter.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he
No, but I'm
money. Too much slack.
But I'm just saying. But anyways, what I'm saying though is that, listen, I appreciate Spider-Man 2 for being that way, but was it really even the first one? Like, I feel like if you, but you guys are talking about how like, oh, like, you know, Spider-Man 2, you know, doesn't get enough credit for being the first thing, doesn't get enough credit for being the first thing. But was Spider-Man 2 really even the first one?
The Dark Knight.
But okay. I'm not downplaying that level of importance. However, I feel like I'm valid for this. I'm gonna defend what I'm saying. Where like, let's just say Spider-Man 2 was just okay. Let's just say it was like I'm not gonna say delete it. Let's just say it was like a mid movie, or like it was just whatever, right? Comic book movies would have still gained the respect they have today. It just would have happened maybe a few years later. Like as more like better comic book movies that were like more serious tones, having more serious subject matter, that were actually like well made, were coming out, which they continue to come out. Those movies continue to exist. Like the sentiment would have changed eventually, like with or without Spider-Man 2. Like obviously you got to appreciate it because it was one of the ones that did it. But if you got rid of it, or if it was just like an okay movie, history would have still played out like pretty much the same. But genuinely, like without Spider-Verse, like I don't think we'd be having like some of the art styles we have today. Like especially stuff like that new like TMNT movie, like that would have probably not had that art style. I bet Arcane's art style would have probably been closer to like the normal League of Legends like shorts than like the kind of like watercolor like thing they went with. Even Disney tried copying it.
Like saying that if the Incredibles didn't freaking try and like mix together like or portray the themes that like, hey, kids, cartoons aren't just for kids, it's for adults too. Anybody can enjoy this medium. It would have happened eventually, so let's not give it its credit.
Incredibles wasn't even the first one to do that, though. I mean,
Incredibles
that's a great
was
movie.
the first one to do that. No.
Literally all Disney movies are like enjoyed by adults because of their like more like serious like grounded themes.
What the heck? Like what? Snow White?
No, like Pixar. Like literally every Pixar movie is like that. Maybe like some of the newer ones are more like childish.
The Incredibles was like 2004, man. This was like the movie to do that. Like it's pushed this. It was the movie to do that. That is literally the movie to do that. Like you think of the Incredibles.
But Incredibles, like okay. I'm not trying to downplay the Incredibles. That's one of like the greatest movies, like ever, low key. But like, it is. Shut up.
Are you actually correct? Incredibles is goated. What do you mean?
But like Incredibles is like a kids movie. Like it has like obviously like yeah, no, but what I'm saying like that wasn't the first animated movie to do that.
Yeah, like, I'm sure great. Some random French movie freaking did that, but it's
Disney was doing that too already.
Because Bambi's mom gets shot, that doesn't mean that, dude.
But it's all the same thing where like they're like made for kids as like the initial target audience, but they have like.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Why? Just because there's action scenes? Just because there's action scenes in it, that makes it like. That's not true. That's not true. Bambi's full story is literally about like the grief of her losing her mother and like the dangers of like endangered species and like her harming the environment. Like it's Disney's like that's what put Disney on the map, was that they had like these like childish like looking like characters and environments, and they were like very suitable for kids, and they were like very like general lessons.
The Incredibles goes a step further. Incredibles has like stuff like infidelity and like alcohol, depression, stuff like that. It's not just this person died and I'm sad about it. Not to downplay the Bambi. Bambi's a great movie as well. It's more than that. It was like the movie to do that.
But so that wasn't the first Disney movie to do that. Even the first two Toy Stories, which came up before, like yeah, they're about toys, but they like get into like serious discussions and like really important like grounded themes that like resonate with adults like to this day. And even the humor in some of the Toy Stories are like go right over like kids' heads, especially the more like subtle stuff. Like they're very much like when you're older, you appreciate the humor more. Like Disney's had been doing that. Like okay, again, I'm not trying to downplay The Incredibles. Like I'm not trying to downplay Spider-Man 2, but I'm saying in the context of the conversation where it's like which one is like the least culturally significant in the sense that like if you got rid of it, like how much would really change about like the culture. Like it's like saying it's like picking like the worst of the best. Like they're all the best, they're all amazing. Like you're not even picking like the worst, you're just picking like your least favorite type thing.
What's his motive?
Like when I compare Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Verse,
one guy
I feel like it's I low-key don't even feel like it's a
I don't know what to pick, but my thought is I was gonna say my quick thought is that I think a big reason why people, or you might be thinking that too, is because you're feeling the effects of Spider-Verse now. The effects of Spider-Man 2 happened 20 years ago.
But okay, but I feel like I feel like you keep forgetting about the main argument I have for this, whereas that even if Spider-Man 2 either didn't exist or wasn't as good as it was, like the effects it produced would have still happened like pretty soon after, with or without it. Like
that's why I brought up the Incredibles plan. I can't say if the Incredibles didn't do what it did, it wouldn't. Like Incredibles was revolutionary because of that. Like it is praised to this day because of its pushing of the boundaries. I can't just another movie would have came and done it anyway. I can't do that. That's not fair to do it.
But
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
I don't think so, because Spider-Man the Spider-Verse like specifically adapted like the Spider-Man comic book art style. Like no other like what other comic book, like major comic book series or like super famous like comic book character that's like mainstream famous, not like comic book famous, but like mainstream wide appeal, like everyone knows them famous.
Surrender now,
That has like a very like distinct like comic art style that they could adapt into an animated series where like that series already has animated installments. The only thing I can think of is Batman. That's the only other thing that it could do. No, but movies are different. We're talking about movies.
Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. Nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop.
Your counter to that was what has done that before, but I thought the whole point is that you're saying something else will do that in the future.
Big guy.
Which I think is unfair. Antonio.
This huge display case and threw it out of plate glass.
What the heck?
Vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
You're saying that
I would have had him.
you gave like Batman an example, right? Saying what has done that before, what has like taken that comic book style, right? That's what you're saying?
Well, no, I was saying that the only other franchise that, like, if Spider-Verse didn't exist, and like hypothetically, if like the like Spider-Verse style of animation were to happen without Spider-Verse, like the only other franchise it could be for is Batman. And like low-key, a theatrical like Batman movie, animated Batman movie is like probably never gonna happen. Warner Brothers is like has like consistently like shut it down every single time they want to do it. And even then, the ones that they did try and do it were pitched after Spider-Verse and were doing the Spider-Verse art style, which I think already says a lot. But anyways, that's what I was saying. I was saying that like if Spider-Verse hypothetically never happened,
You're behind the wheel.
only other franchise that would have done it was Batman. And even then, Batman probably wouldn't have done it because it's owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers fucking cannot handle animation for shit.
Finally finished. I'm drawing, but oh, this is so hard to do. I low-key, my brain shut off, my bad. Freaking Spider-Verse. That's a good movie.
See, I know you're low-key right, but fuck man, I like that movie too much.
That movie's amazing. What the heck?
Yeah, it's yeah.
What are we talking about here? Which movie?
Like in terms of culture, like you definitely can make an argument for it. You definitely can make an argument for it. I mean, I don't know if it's as strong as Spider-Man 2, but you absolutely can make an argument for it. It definitely like, because the DCU's portrayal of Batman was absolutely horrible. In terms of like film representation of Batman, he was in the gutter, worst it's ever been. Batman, that Batman Loki like saved his like identity, brought him back to his roots. It like showed Robert Pattinson actually is like a respectable actor, like back into the mainstream. Like people don't think he was like the Twilight guy anymore. It was also like we finally got like a detective Batman, like a gritty, dark like detective Batman story in like mainstream. No,
it's not the most for the culture, but what it does for Batman is huge.
Yeah.
Like what it.
2019. No, you're right. You are right. It is true. It is true.
Our teammates suck.
Agree. As much as I hate to say it, I feel like. Well, I mean, I think like every movie on that list was culturally important. That's why it's a it's a tough. Everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, that's a different kind of culture.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And no, that's not true. Come on.
That was
Do not. You can't. Look. I'm right there with anyone hating on the MCU, but you cannot downplay Infinity War and Endgame. And Endgame ain't even that good, but you can't downplay the culture. You can't downplay the culture.
Come on, Roy.
Do your job, I'll do mine.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with
I disagree.
Willie?
I feel like they would. It might have taken a few more years, but I feel like it would have gone the exact same way. Yeah, probably. Probably. Maybe my 2017, like maybe Infinity War came out in like 2019. Like everything would just kind of been pushed up a bit because you would have to wait for a different movie to come out that would have helped change the narrative. But it's like, okay, it's not like before Spider-Man 2 came out, no one cared about superhero movies, and then right after Spider-Man 2, suddenly everyone liked superhero movies. It was like a gradual thing that took several like movies of like proving their worth. Yes, but I'm saying okay, like if Spider-Man 2, like let's just say okay, it took two really good serious comic book movies to come out for like the narrative to change. Okay, let's take Spider-Man 2 out of the equation. All right, people think comic book movies are stupid and for kids. Then The Dark Knight comes out. Whoa, oh my goodness! Like never mind, this was really good. But then like maybe we're not too sure. And then you wait like one more year or so. The first Iron Man comes out, and then never mind. Yeah, we like comic book movies now. Like it would have happened eventually. It just would have taken. Like another, like we would have had to wait. Like there was like a really long streak of like really solid comic movies for like a good few years. Spider-Man 2 was just like a part of that wave. And like it's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking it. I know everyone loves it. But like, I'm just saying, like if you took it out, like genuinely from the culture, like I don't think much of the actual culture would have been lost. Like, obviously, you're losing a great movie, and that sucks. But is much of the culture really lost? Now, if it was the first Raimi Spider-Man movie, that's different. Because then you're losing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And that is a completely different story.
Cole, we got things to do.
In this hypothetical, like, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man still would have existed. Like, we still would have had, like, the Sam Raimi vision. We still would have had Willem Dafoe Goblin, which I'd argue is more iconic than the Alfred
mindset
Manoa, whatever his last name is, Doc Ock.
The mindset for that is...
What?
What? Hello?
I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing at this post. Squid Game actor 001 sentenced to 1 year in prison for sexual assault.
Oh my god.
Can I say my sentence? What's going on?
Yeah. You muted.
No one stopped you, bro.
I didn't even mute
yourself.
That's weird. Anyway, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, right? It came out. It's like, oh, this is a great movie. But Spider-Man 2 is just like that movie, but like on steroids.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if it was Spider-Man 1 on that list instead, which implies that if you get rid of that, you're like completely getting rid of like that universe and like that actor's like version of the character. Like that's a different story compared to like the sequel. I understand that sequel's better, or like, you know, yeah, I understand the sequel's better, essentially, but I feel like there's a difference in terms of like what's culturally lost if you delete either or.
What are we waiting for?
MCU movies. Those aren't even part of the MCU.
Yes, there were. I didn't even watch Blade. Daredevil?
Daredevil
That was
like,
not a good movie, bro.
That was like not good. Like the Ben Affleck one, that was not a good movie. But it's like, okay, but it's like, I feel like I feel like the way you're thinking about this, like in terms of like the timeline of all this, is like not accurate to how like films are actually like made. Like when Spider-Man 2 came out, every like studio didn't say, "Oh wait, this is how you make a good movie." Oh, okay, now we'll start doing this. Like it just took like some good writers to get attached to a project to make it good. Like Iron Man being a great Marvel movie and like the start to the MCU, like I can guarantee that like Spider-Man 2, Loki probably had nothing to do with that. You just had some good writers that knew the source material and understood that they were like setting up a larger universe, and so they were able to put the hints in there while like getting a great actor. Like the casting was just perfect for Robert Downey Jr. That's why that movie was great. Like honestly, that probably would have just happened with or without something like Spider-Man 2. Like it's not like this equation where it's like you take Spider-Man, you take Dark Knight plus Spider-Man 2, and then you get Iron Man. Like that's not how that works. Like they're completely different projects that like succeeded on like their own merits. They're just having like talented people attached to them. Like yes, Spider-Man 2 was a good movie, but like I feel like you're like I feel like you're like a little like over exaggerating like what it like Infinity War. A movie like Infinity War would have still happened with or without it. Like the MCU would have started with or without it. Now, if you want to say like, let's say hypothetically, if Iron Man sucked, and if no one liked it, no one cared, it bombed, and then like the MCU like didn't become what it was today, then now you're talking about something that's like more like binary. Because like yeah, if Iron Man failed, they probably would have canceled a bunch of like future projects. We probably would have gotten Hulk. We probably would have gotten Thor. Definitely wouldn't have gotten Avengers, and that completely changed everything. But like Spider-Man 2, like, is it really that big of a deal? Like I understand it is a big deal in the context of like Spider-Man and like the Sam Raimi like the Tobey Maguire character, and then like just like the kind of like history of comic book movies and how like it was part of that like wave of movies that like were actually good for a change. But like, is it really that important? Like it is, but is it important enough to pick it over some of the other movies on that list?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
You want to go digging around in drains trying to support Mal's theory? You go ahead. I'm not getting my hands
dirty. Hello?
Hi.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hi, this is your,
is like the whole conversation done? I don't.
What were we talking about?
Oh my god.
You guys were talking about freaking casting couches.
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
I disagree. I feel like when Iron Man succeeded and people are like, hey, you know what? There was a Thor teaser at the end of that. I'm kind of interested to see Thor. And then from Thor, we say, whoa, hold on, now they're doing the Avengers after. I kind of want to see that. Like, I don't think Spider-Man 2 was in like audience's mind when they were thinking of all that. Like, they were just those movies were good. Like Iron Man was good, so people wanted to see what was teased after. They wanted to see Iron Man 2. Then
Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where Arnett comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud. Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
But I feel like that's not... Like, I get what you're saying, but I feel like that's not responding to, like, my point where, like, I'm arguing why, like, I don't think that actually matters as much as you're saying.
Arnett is a cad.
Frick me, yo, I don't want to repeat this shit. I wasn't even about Infinity War. It was just I was just more focused on Spider-Man 2. Like
Julia
I feel
Randall's ring. It's here.
Like I guess like to give like a TLDR, which is I know I'm not gonna explain as well as I did the first time, but like I feel like the way you're thinking of like Spider-Man 2's importance in the context of like how like movies are actually made is like a bit wrong because
where to?
Like Spider-Man 2 like you're like okay, I explained it like this. Like you're thinking of it like an equation. In that Spider-Man 2 had to like fit in this like equation that equaled that like resulted in like we get good comic book movies now.
Like to tell me?
Like we get like you get like a Dark Knight plus a Spider-Man 2, and that equals like you get something like an Iron Man, where it's like oh, okay, so studios or like writers looked at that and said okay, so that's how you make a good comic book movie. We're gonna follow that and we're gonna do that, and then it led to success. Like that's not what happened. I can almost guarantee you that is not what happened.
Thanks.
Like.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Iron Man came out in like 2009, like a year. Like it came out more around like Spider-Man 3 than Spider-Man 2.
LAPD.
Yeah, Iron Man was like 2008 or something.
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Easter.
I mean,
How may I help you?
like I'd say like when Spider-Man 2 like came out like in theaters, like maybe like a year later or so is like when Iron Man 1 started development.
No, thank you.
Probably.
Ma'am.
Yeah, that sounds
have some
right.
questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that,
No, but I'm not. No. Okay. Wait. That's not. I'm not trying to downplay Iron Man. What I'm saying is that Iron Man's success, which is like, probably, the most important like Marvel movie / like one of the most important comic book movies, like that success like is not attributed to Spider-Man 2, like Loki at all. Like there could have been 0 good comic book movies before that, and Iron Man could have still like probably most definitely would have still been like really good, and then like it would have kickstarted the MCU, and comic movies would still be where they are today.
What was stolen?
Like it wasn't because of a movie like Spider-Man 2 or even like The Dark Knight being good that led to Iron Man being good. It was talented writers and a talented director and a studio that gave a shit working on like an IP that everyone cared about, and they got really lucky and like really good casting with Robert Downey Jr. and like they did a good job of setting up other heroes, like having the Thor teaser at the end and stuff. Like that is why the MCU was successful. Like none of that is like actually attributed to Spider-Man 2. Like, that's what I was saying.
I really oughta head to bed, bro.
What time is it? Oh, frick me, yo.
Well, bro.
We recovered
whatever, I don't know. I guess this is a agree to disagree thing.
No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
Knew this later, I feel like.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim.
Well,
there. Are you satisfied?
No. I'm playing that in the context of like.
Good night.
See ya.
Yeah, good night too. I'm playing that in the context because like when you're like Spider-Man 2 is like what led to getting like stuff like the MCU. Like the MCU wouldn't be what it is without something like without movies like Spider-Man 2. Like I'm saying that I don't really agree with that notion because I mean what started the MCU? Iron Man. So what you're basically saying is that we wouldn't have gotten like movies like Iron Man wouldn't have been as good as they were without Spider-Man 2. But I'm saying I don't think that's true. I don't think like the success of Spider-Man 2 had anything to do with Iron Man's success. Like Spider-Man 2 or The Dark Knight or any of those movies literally could have never existed, and like Iron Man would have still probably been as good as it was, and then like the MCU would have continued.
You think that Spider-Man 2 influenced the MCU's success?
What else has been recovered?
No, I'm saying I don't think that.
No, I know, but Isaiah, you're saying that?
I'm not even necessarily saying he is. I'm just saying I'm just talking about like when we think of like how like culturally important Spider-Man 2 like really was. Like was it really that culturally important compared to the other movies on the list, or was it just like a really good movie? I feel like there's a difference. Like that's kind of like why like with like the Batman, like I really didn't want to like vote for that, even though realistically it probably is. Like you could definitely make an argument for it, but like personally, I just like love that movie. I've seen it more recently. I'm more familiar with it. It like means more to me like personally, so I didn't want to vote for it. But like realistically, like would much be lost if it didn't exist? Yeah, a little bit. There would definitely be something lost. It's a reason it's on that list for sure. But like compared to the other movies there.
What are we missing? Let's go back to the apartment.
It was for mainstream. It was for mainstream. But that's important. That's important though. That's really important. But also like even outside of Batman, like the Batman kind of like kickstarted like Robert Pattinson's career, who's now like in so many movies. But we're talking about cultural importance. Like that is something that it did culturally. Like it put Robert Pattinson like back on the map of being like a A-list star who's like now going off to do like really great things. It's like he's not known as like the Twilight guy anymore. That is part of the culture. That's part of like the film like culture, like the film industry culture, or like just like film fan culture. Like that.
Missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
You're gonna go right.
No, you have to understand. I agree that like you could probably delete it. Like I do agree with you. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying like Loki. Like I feel like Spider-Man 2. Like it's not the exact same, but it's like I feel like it's like the similar mindset where it's more just like the movie was really good, and less that like it was really like this like important.
Turn left when you can.
The Dark Knight I would still argue no, because I think, but not even I think, Heath Ledger's Joker is the most iconic comic book performance of all time, and it also is the only comic book performance to have won an Oscar. That is like, that's insane. You can't ignore that.
Take the next left.
Like just ignoring like the rest of the film even. Like it's literally for him alone. It has like equal cultural significance as like freaking Infinity War or something.
Straight on.
Willem Dafoe wasn't in Spider-Man 2.
Take the next left.
You're gonna go right up ahead.
And also no, not really. Not at all.
Straight ahead. Go
yeah,
straight.
But it still would have existed without Spider-Man. Like that's what I'm saying. If it was Spider-Man 1 on that list, meaning that if you deleted that, then you're getting rid of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and like that universe of characters. Then like that's a different story. But you're getting rid of 2. So even if you got rid of it, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, which is like the most iconic of all the villains from that trilogy, like that still exists.
The intersection.
So it's like,
keep going straight.
You know what I mean?
Stay straight on this road. Go straight.
No, that's fair.
Straight over. You need to take the next right.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, like 8 years.
Came out 2018.
Keep straight.
Oh, it was 2018. Okay, so it's
straight ahead.
It's 2018. It's 20. Nothing.
Take the next left.
That's 2018. Endgame was 2019.
Yeah. Straight over the next intersection.
That's only 1 year.
Straight through the next intersection.
Straight over. Keep straight. Straight ahead. Stay straight on this road.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're just references. Like the movie still would have been as good as it was without them. Like,
it's the next right. Take the next left turn.
But you can say this for all of them. I'd argue like Thanos is like even more like referenced than like
take the next right.
Or like talked about in like internet culture than like freaking like Spider-Man 2 characters. Like okay, specifically Spider-Man 2, which is basically only Doc Ock. Like who's a more iconic villain, Thanos or Doc Ock? Let's just be honest here.
Come on, sister.
Let's Doc Ock.
Fiance really is.
I'm playing. Thanos is more iconic, to be honest here.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry. Are you a resident?
When we're yeah, okay, but we're talking about Spider-Man 2, and like the only like Doc Ock is like the like character of Spider-Man 2. Like everyone else is in the previous movie or in the next movie after. Yeah, no, like I get like, but again, like I'm not downplaying that, but I'm saying like really compare that, like you're basically comparing like a really good scene to like the ending of like a 20-year franchise arc, or like you're comparing one good scene to like a movie that completely changed like Western animation like standards.
Put your hands in the air.
Like I'm not saying it's not important, but like compared to everything else.
Give it up, LAPD.
No, yeah,
Don't make me chase you.
But again, we're just talking about cultural significance. Not which one's better, because in terms of which one's the best, that's a whole different list. But in terms of like And if you want to look at it as just like I'm gonna delete the one that I like the least, like sure you can go that route. But like when I sent it, like my mindset was like, okay, like get rid of like these are all good movies, so get rid of the one that has like the least cultural significance. Like,
looks like he got you good, Phelps. Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in
but it's not that it got, but it's not just that it got better. It's that specific like art style is the one that's like being used all the time. Like that stop motion comic booky cell shaded art style with like the more like jagged edges and like irregular like that's not like no one did that before in films. Yeah. Yeah, it's a comic book art style, but in film that's never been done before, and I'd argue. Again.
Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
If they did, they did not do it to the same level of success or quality. But again, I can't think of anything. I mean, if you can think of something, but I can't think of anything. Like obviously, there's like 2D animated, where it's like more or less like exactly the same as like how a comic book looks. But in terms of like adapting that into like the 3D style, like I can't think of anything that did it before Spider-Verse. And when like in terms of like movies after Spider-Verse, like there's so many. Even that freaking like Kid Cudi movie, the romance one, like that also did like the Spider-Verse art style. Like even like smaller stuff like that.
We know all about the jewelry ring.
You know what? It's fucking. I agree, disagree. To be honest, they're all good movies. That's just my take on it. But honestly, it's whatever. They're all good. At the end of the day, getting rid of any of them sucks. So who cares? If only Multiverse of Madness was on that list.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, Detective?
God, Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Captain Marvel, Quantumania. Oh my god, the fucking banger after banger after banger after banger. Holy shit.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties, find out where and when.
That shit.
Immortals was. Oh,
Immortals?
You mean Eternals?
No matter how much.
Oh, Eternals. Nah, Eternal wasn't. Compared to those ones, Eternal wasn't as bad.
Eternals was terrible. Oh my god, I hated that movie.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not saying it's good, but okay. But compared to Multiverse of Madness and the Marvels, it is not as bad. Like I know we're comparing shit to poop, but like
that she was gonna create a.
The Marvels.
It's not bad. No, facts. That's the best form of Speed Force in like a live action. Also, I feel like the story actually, like, conceptually was kind of interesting. Like, the execution wasn't good, but, like, if you explain to me the story of, like, all the movies we just named, like, Eternals absolutely sounds like the most interesting.
I told you I was involved in
like, it's a cool idea. I kind of, like, there's a reason why we kind of, like, fucked with it when we first watched it. When I watched all those other movies for the first time, I was like, this shit is retarded.
Have you told Miss Swanson
when we watched Eternals, I was like, hey, you know what?
City tomorrow night? That it's a one-way ticket?
Yo.
What?
Henry?
It was the craziest Marvel movie of all time.
Tell me it isn't true.
Wait,
I had no choice.
Doctor Strange?
I wanted to marry Heather.
Yeah.
I told Julia I wanted out, and she laughed in my face.
Okay, guys, I actually loved that movie. Come on.
Completely broke.
What you are, Buster, is under arrest.
No.
Who is Henderson?
This is what you've been playing this whole time?
Tell them what you know, Henry.
Saying Alley Noire.
I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
Man, these faces do not look as good as I remembered.
Tell me about
actually,
your first
you know what?
And don't
given
lie.
when it came out, this actually looks pretty good.
Remember, I don't keep a list of these things.
Ultron's so sick. Ultron is like the most underrated villain ever, especially in the MCU. Oh my god. I don't understand. Like, literally, any argument someone has for why he's not good in the MCU is literally just like
Henderson
they're just
is
retarded. I'm sorry,
stalling.
there's no good arguments.
He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties.
If they didn't
he arranged
cast-
burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
It's so cool. I love how like there's like the progression of like when he is first like created, he has like that very like direct, just like simple mindset of like just thinking of it like an equation. If you want to save the Earth, get rid of the thing that's destroying it. And that's when he's like in his most robotic form. But then like as his like design evolves and becomes more like sleek and literally like humanistic, like by the end, like his final design, he looks like the outline of a human. He becomes more humanoid in his design, and then like, but as he becomes like visually more like a human, his like mindset becomes more like a human. Like he has like emotions that like cloud his like judgment. He like thinks personally. He gets like offended by like things. He like lashes out. It's like it's so good.
You're behind the wheel.
Where are we going?
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over.
If he wasn't casted as that
gave you
same
one hell
actor,
of a
do you think he'd be
pasting.
as good
I've
though?
had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering
I
back in
mean,
there
wouldn't
like a
maybe wouldn't have
drunken
as cool as a
sailor.
voice,
Next
but
time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't
he'd
box
still
in the
be
Marines,
wouldn't.
though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
No, his voice is
His voice is
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah.
RDJ?
RDJ for Spider-Man is scared.
For Spider-Man.
But James Spader is like the best Ultron voice though. Come on, let's just be honest.
JJJ. Yo, what was his name again, Antonio?
What?
What was J. Jonah Jameson's actual name? Like, what was the actor again?
Oh, J.K. Simmons?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
Hang on a moment, sister.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's downplaying like the importance of like voice acting. Like it's just as hard.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr.
Sure,
Arnett is here to see
okay,
you, and he says it's
Visually, sure. But like, I will say, like his performance, like, just perfectly pulled off that like transition. Like, through like the tone of his voice, like that is like just masterful voice acting. That must have taken a long time to figure out. Just like the nuances of like how he changes his voice throughout like each design.
Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was motion captured for Ultron. Like most CGI like humanoid body-ish characters are like motion captured, where like actors like facial.
Really cared for me.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
I know for video games sometimes they don't, just cause like
Polar Express they weren't.
For like models and stuff. In Polar Express they were. Tom
no,
Hanks
it was all just Tom Hanks the entire time.
Oh yeah. But
yeah, like almost every character was Tom Hanks.
But also Tom Hanks played like almost every character, so
Yeah.
My wife or my children.
But no, like
I don't want a lawyer.
Like for Thanos, Josh Brolin was like all of those like facial expressions that Thanos makes. That's Josh Brolin's like face. Like it's motion captured off of him.
No!
Didn't see that coming.
I mean, what about like okay, let me mention something that's more like
Operator,
for you.
message
Like
for
what about like
KGPL.
a voice, like the voice actor for like Goku or something? Like could they be like easily like replaced?
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices
No,
of Dr.
like
Harold
the
Stone,
like the Japanese one, like the most
Ivor
iconic
Street,
one, like just the
Hollywood.
most iconic one you can think of. Like
Detective, you have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
but yeah, because it's iconic. That's the whole point. It's like.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
In Ultron?
She was incredible.
He was literally.
Would you throw it all away for
I mean,
a woman?
he was.
Life has a way of making you pay for it.
No, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but what I'm arguing is that like Ultron has been in like many different other projects where he has a voice, and I'd argue that the MCU one is like the best interpretation and like the best like acted version of him, like by
He
far.
was in What If.
Sure, but irreplaceable is like a. I feel like that's a very subjective thing.
Thank God I didn't park there.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
The cop from the newspaper.
It's Christian Bale, yo. His name's Christian Bale.
He's around here somewhere.
Patrick,
No
Patrick
shot.
Bateman's the freaking character from American Psycho.
The kids around here say he plays
Yeah.
Find the
Yes.
game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
He's Batman.
A harmonica.
It's also
playing wrestler.
Gore
That's a weird one.
from Thor: Love and
Nets
Thunder.
as well.
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. See. Yes. Good night. Good morning.
Wait.
Oh yeah, let me know for the thing tomorrow, Antonio.
Wait. Yeah, Loki, send me a reminder like in the afternoon.
Set a reminder.
No. You have to tell me. You have to tell me. Okay, bye.
I'll touch you, bro.
Advice?
Son of a bitch is around here somewhere. We better search the block.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
This game looks so nice.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Where's the son of a bitch?
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
8 million stories. Complete the Naked City.
We're being overrun. We have to get off of this hill.
That's one of our 50 cal still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
This guy got disintegrated.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole. Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Damn. Manifest Destiny.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
2 of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
And I thought this was such a nice area.
Bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I have 7 missions left. And then I am done the game.